Hello everyone, Alex here with the latest information about the second stimulus package and stimulus checks that should flow to our households after July 31st. Alright, there are so many good news this weekend, so stay with me until the end of the video to get to the bottom of this. Before starting, don't forget to subscribe and unleash the full force of hitting the like button to help our channel be noticed by the almighty YouTube algorithm. Also, there are 2 free stocks from Webull up for grabbing if you sign up with Webull using the link in the description. And now the huge, the news, the blockbuster, Kanye West will run for president of the United States. What? I'm trying to imagine a West presidency. How that would look like. Okay, better not. Oh boy. If this year couldn't get any weirder, then, I don't know. So, the rapper, businessman, record producer, and social activist who once spoke of launching a presidential campaign for 2024 made his announcement about this year in a cryptic tweet on Saturday. Although seriously, really, I'm unsure how to take West's proclamation, assuming he could even get on state ballots at this point. Now, of course, Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who supported Andrew Yang during the Democratic primaries, tweeted at Kanye that, "You have my full support." What? Anyway, moving on, the number of coronavirus cases kept climbing at 2.93 million confirmed cases this week. The big rebound from the steepest job losses in US history has gotten off to a roaring start, with a record 4.8 million jobs added to the economy in June, following 2.7 million gains the prior month. Now, many economists say the comeback is likely to slow significantly in the months ahead. Well, the biggest stumbling block is that 21 states, largely in the South and West, have paused or reversed their reopening plans amid a spike in cases. Many opened sooner than health guidelines actually dictated. If you take, for example, Arizona, it has shut down bars, gyms, theaters, and water parks. Texas shuttered bars, limited restaurant capacity, and banned elective surgeries. Even areas with declining cases and hospitalization are scaling back on fears of contagion from the new hotspot states. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, for example, has delayed indoor dining indefinitely. Now, regardless of state restrictions, many consumers avoid public gathering spots when they learn of infection surges. There are also other factors. Some of the millions of small businesses that receive forgivable federal loans, as long as they retain or rehired staffers, may be laying off workers now that the funds have run dry. At the same time, some businesses are permanently cutting ties with workers after waiting several months to assess the economy's course. In June, 35% of officially reported layoffs in California were permanent, which is more than twice the May level. Now, those trends will make it even tougher for the economy to recoup historic crisis-induced job losses. The 7.5 million jobs recovered in May and June represent just a third of the unprecedented 22.1 million shed in March and April, leaving total US employment 14.7 million jobs below the pre-pandemic peak. With the coronavirus pandemic continuing to ravage state and local budgets, Senator Ed Markey on Sunday urged the US Senate to approve another stimulus package to assist states, cities, and towns coping with an unprecedented economic fallout. All these developments point to a new stimulus in the making. Some economists and lawmakers say they have the solution. Put stimulus on autopilot so that the aid to households automatically becomes more or less generous as economic triggers are hit. They say enhanced unemployment benefits could be authorized to continue until the unemployment rate falls below a preset threshold, avoiding the political fights that can slow stimulus efforts. Triggers could be especially useful during this recovery, whose pace depends on the virus. Strong economic data in May prompted calls from Republicans that another big aid package might not be necessary. Just weeks later, a resurgence of cases appears to have slowed growth. While the current proposal for triggers revolves around unemployment insurance, in theory, tax cuts, higher benefits for food stamps, and stimulus checks could be similarly linked to the state of the economy. Let's think about it for a minute while smashing the subscribe button. Well guys, it's election season and both parties want to look good. Don't overlook the fact that we are in the midst of an election year. This is very, very important. Neither the Democrats nor Republicans want to be viewed as the party that didn't go to bat for the American worker. Let's make it clear, passing another round of stimulus would not only help some folks make ends meet, but it would be a talking point that lawmakers could use when it comes time to sway voters headed to the polls, right? It may not be the altruistic solution that the American public is expecting of lawmakers, but there is definitely an incentive for both parties to find a middle ground solution with less than 4 months left until election day. The first round of stimulus didn't do enough from an individual standpoint. Though the CARES Act helped bail out troubled industries such as the airlines, a Money Morning Consult poll from April found that a whopping 74% of respondents had spent or expected to spend their stimulus money in 4 weeks or less. While the economic impact payments received were very much needed, they in some instances didn't even cover 1 month's worth of expenses for recipients. Enhanced unemployment benefits are slated to end after July 31st, and that's another reason the second round of direct stimulus is likely due after this date. Now, as noted, the CARES Act allocated $260 billion to expand the unemployment program for a period of 4 months. That's from April through July. This expansion took the form of an extra $600 a week in payments to approved unemployment beneficiaries. For some unemployed Americans, this extra $600 a week has been the difference between making ends meet and not being able to put food on the table or keep a roof over their heads. If enhanced unemployment benefits are allowed to expire at the end of this month, there is a really good likelihood that we'll see a surge in the number of mortgages, rental, and auto loan delinquencies beginning August or even September. Okay, this is a very good moment to reflect and smash the like button. The slow recovery from the shutdown of non-essential businesses and the growing likelihood of a second wave of infection also makes a second stimulus package likely. Despite record retail sales growth in May, most industries have dealt with a 20% to 60% drop-off in revenue from before the COVID-19 shutdown. As a result, the economy is opening up slowly rather than snapping back to where it was in February. In fact, the Federal Reserve is forecasting that the unemployment rate will remain at 9.3% by year's end, which is close to the high from the Great Recession. Well guys, this is worrisome given that the number of confirmed infections have been hitting all-time daily highs in the United States. The economic recovery is already moving slowly and it could become even more sluggish if rising infection rates prompt businesses closures or force additional shutdown. Finally, a second stimulus package may become necessary to soften the blow on the financial sector. What do I mean by that is that thus far, financial institutions have been more than willing to offer concessions to homeowners and borrowers, given the financial shock many have endured. But banks and credit unions fully expect these outstanding loans to be made whole, and that may not happen. The end of enhanced unemployment benefits, coupled with a second wave of infection, could be the catalyst that sends mortgage, auto, and commercial loan delinquencies through the roof. To be fair, the nation's biggest banks have a considerable amount of capital at their disposal now, relative to the financial crisis more than a decade ago. Nevertheless, an exogenous shock like the coronavirus pandemic could wreak havoc in a shorter time frame than anyone could have predicted. The fact is that even beefed up bank stock balance sheets may not be able to withstand the onslaught currently on the market. Without additional stimulus in the hands of Americans and perhaps for the financial sector at some point, things could get far worse in the months to come. This is why, guys, a second stimulus package should be considered a given, in my view, and that could happen just before the end of July. Okay, guys, so don't forget to sign up with Webull using the link in the description to get one free stock valued up to $250. Then you can create your account with Webull, and if you fund your account with another $100, you'll get another free stock valued up to $1,400. You can also get a third free stock from Robinhood, also signing up for free using the link in the description. That's 3 free stocks ready to get you started. As usual, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment down below. Hit the notification bell. Also, feel free to add me on Instagram, where I post almost daily. So if you want to be a part of our story, feel free to add me on Instagram as well. With that being said, thank you so much for watching and see you soon.